Scott Pereira and Michael Humphreys are the assistants. Gunther Schuyler is our fourth alternate official here this evening. Bulldogs will start as we're waiting to get this one underway. Good crowd on hand for this game here tonight. Game time temp, we're starting with 57 degrees, expecting clear conditions here this evening. The whistle is blasted, the ball is in, and the game is on here between Dartmouth and Yale. Both teams fighting for points right now, trying to make their way up the table. First foul of the game will come whistled down here against the Bulldogs. Mentioned Dartmouth coming off a 3-0 win against Hartford this past Tuesday night. Ben Jenkins scoring in the 9th minute of that game. Garrett Sokas tallying in the off of a corner kick in the 45th minute to build a 2-0 lead at half for the Big Green. Alex Van Skalkwyk with his first ever collegiate goal coming in the 48th minute, just a few minutes into half number 2. Dartmouth out shooting the Hawks in that game 30-4 and 11-2 in terms of shots on goal. Looking for a quick start here. This is Alino working to the corner, trying to cross. Will generate a deep throw. Ryan Cody with good coverage that time, not allowing Alino a lane in which to try and send the ball. Trevor G on the throw, trying to direct traffic. Will go long into the 18. Entrance here. This one headed away and a goal kick to be awarded. Offense has been a struggle at points for the Big Green so far this season. Jenkins' goal to get the scoring started against Hartford broke a 282-minute and 57-second scoreless drought for Dartmouth. It's been a little bit of feast or famine for them. 12 goals they have scored thus far on the season, with 9 of those 12 coming in just 2 games. The 3 against Hartford and then 6 that came in the game against Stonehill. Louis Weisdorf got the evening off on Tuesday. Brings it across. Sokas will send it forward. Taken away quickly. Strong tackle by Weisdorf, but in possession, Yale will stay. Ball sent wide by Carroll. Lofted in. Christodoulou will track it down at the edge of his 6. He'll start it out quickly here for Garrett Scott. Scott, the 5th-year player of Dallas, Texas. Looking long down the wing, trying to send Jenkins. The edge of the 18, Jenkins looking for an angle. Jenkins will flick. The ball doesn't cross the end line, and now it will. Corner coming for the Big Green. That play was set up alertly by Christodoulou, getting it to Scott. Scott a good ball ahead that time. Jenkins had the angle taken away, but was able to bruise the corner. Weisdorf will be the man to head over to trigger it. Game just over 2 minutes old. Weisdorf will loft it with the left foot. Going the back edge of the 6, looking for a head, but it's cleared away. A reverse course into the corner from the far side this time. Looked like Sigfus Arnason, got head to the ball there. Arnason, the senior of Reykjavik, Iceland, making his 11th start of the season in as many games for the Bulldogs here tonight. Weisdorf again will offer a volley into the box, looking, and again cleared away off the back line. TJ Prestis that time getting ahead to it, the sophomore of New Albany, Ohio. Goal kick coming here for Elian Haddock. Haddock, the captain on this team, a 2-time captain on this team. Warren's mentioning because it's the first time that the Yale men's soccer team has had a 2-time captain since Francis Bryce did it. And why is that notable? Well, Francis Bryce was a 2-time captain back in 1945 and 1947. So certainly a rare occurrence for this Bulldogs team, but Haddock has been a rock at the back end. Reigning Ivy League Defensive Player of the Year from a season ago, first team Ivy. 5 shutouts in net. Led the Ivy League in goals against and save percentage. First Ivy in 2019 as well. It's Weisdorf trying to push forward. Good strong challenge that time. Kawana Brayboy producing it. And producing possession coming back. Foul whistle down. Bulldogs will have it. Left back for Jeremy Haddock. Yes. The senior out of Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin. Brothers with Elian. Garrett Scott will clear this one into the crowd. As we said, a good crowd on hand here tonight. A raucous cheering section down off to our left in case you can't hear them on the broadcast. That ball enters back onto the pitch. Momentary pause. Arneson with the throw. Leaving it here for Carroll. Carroll tallied a pair of goals when these two teams played a season ago. Garrett Scott trying to plead his case, but the foul whistle down against Scott and a free kick coming. 7 goals on the season for Paulo Carroll, the senior of Sao Paulo, Brazil. Last meeting down at Reese Stadium, a 2-0 win for Yale a season ago. Game was a 0-0 tie until the 78th minute when Carroll scored to make it 1-0. He would tally again just over 6 minutes later in the 84th. Bulldogs out shooting Dartmouth 9-5 in shots and goal in that game. A contentious contest between the two teams with 37 combined fouls and 5 yellow cards, 4 issued to the Bulldogs, 1 to the Big Green. All coming in the second half, and 4 of those yellows coming just a 12.5-minute span between the 76th and 88th minutes. A header towards net, and that one's just over the top of the bar. A beautiful ball sent in that time. Carroll streaking like a comet, but pushes it just over the top of the crossbar. Another look at it here. You'll see Carroll, top of the 18, middle in the orange boots, and pushing it just over the top. Beautiful ball sent in that time. Best opportunity we've seen. This game still in its infancy, approaching just being over 6 minutes gone. Yale, meanwhile, as we mentioned, a 3-0 win for themselves as this one goes off the head of Weisdorf. We're going to have a stoppage here. Sokas tried to blast that one ahead and right off the side of Weisdorf. Nowhere he could go to avoid it. Trainer over to take a look, as is Coach Bo Oshani. Clock frozen at 38:53. Yale leads the all-time series between the two schools at 41-36-8. Dartmouth, though, has a winning record here in Hanover, 23-11-2 during the course of that time. Coach Oshani looking for his first ever win against Yale, 2 losses and a draw. His time here as bench boss for the Big Green. Dartmouth winless in the last 4 meetings as Weisdorf is back up to his feet. We'll have to come off for a moment here. 0-2-2 in the last 4 times and have lost 2 straight. We'll take a look. Cade Kiesling will come on now in place of Louis Weisdorf. Kick sent long. Pressless will head it away. Comes down to Eric Sackelben. Sackelben to Alino. Alino looking for an angle. Miscommunication that time on the far side between, it looked like he and Kiesling. Mistouch that time coming from Jeremy Haddock and sends it out, and the throw coming here for the Big Green. Kiesling will be the man to trigger it. Comes into Sackelben. Back it goes. Kiesling. A high loft. This one hanging in the mid of the 18. Jenkins letting it through for G. G comes back on the cutoff and is able to take the ball away that time from Ryan Cody. Cody with the initial good read to send the play back. Now chipped forward by Scott. This one will chip, though, and skip into the 18, where Haddock will gather. Haddock to Haddock there. Elian to Jeremy. And lofted back across midfield. Carroll coming through on a challenge to Manon. Foul to be whistled down. Free kick coming for the Big Green. Looks like Weisdorf's back up at midfield, so next available opportunity, he'll be able to check back in. Sebastian Manon, 6th straight start for the first-year player of the Dominican Republic here tonight. 2 first-year players helping to man that back line. And Manon and Fenton for Bo Oshani's squad. Sokas turning away, leaving it back. Now a chip coming forward. Alino. Sackelben looking for Jenkins. Haddock flicking it away. Step 2 by Arneson and sent to midfield. Max Rogers looking to try and send Carroll. Garrett Scott in a foot race will stop and turn and loft it back across the midfield stripe. Jenkins looking for an angle. Pressless, though, does well to turn and maintain control. Reversing field, sent long. Read well by Fenton. His header, though, comes down. One touch to the middle. Bulldogs looking for space. Rogers trying to send through for Carroll, but denied. Chase being given here. Collins gets to it. Jenkins trying to send Collins on the return. A touch too strong ahead. Flicking header will send it back across midfield. And Scott calmly will send to Fenton. Sam Fenton, 76 minutes played against Hartford, only the second time all season. He has not played all 90. Saw the pitch for 82 minutes against Stonehill. Scott with the aggressive tackle. Bodies tangle, but played the ball first. Trevor G. leaving it back for Collins. Jenkins trying to touch through to Scott. The throw to come for the Big Green. Substitution coming in now for Dartmouth. It will be Weisdorf to check back in here for Kiesling. Throw to come here for Trevor G. As we're approaching 10 minutes gone here in the first half. As we mentioned, both teams looking to try and accumulate points here in the Ivy League. Big Green right now the only team in the Ancient Eight that has yet to accumulate any points here in the 2022 season. 0-2-0 are Dartmouth so far. Losses to Princeton and Penn, a 1-0 decision against the Tigers here at home, and a 2-0 decision on the road against Penn. Dartmouth's defensive structure has not been in doubt all season long. They've only given up 9 goals so far. 6 times this season they'd have allowed a goal or less. G that time. Foul committed. Ryan Cody, you saw the tug right down in front of us. So free kick to come here for the Big Green. Chance to sell the ball just across midfield and perhaps send the attack forward. Scott surveying his options. Scott instead will just yield it back to Manon. Back it will come to Garrett Scott. Carrying forward to improve the angle. Long reversal of field. Weisdorf with a touch that time was looking for Collins, but Collins was continuing on to the 18. Bulldogs come away. Rogers will try and dance around Scott. A race. Scott looking for the angle. Will cut off Rogers. Has G in support. And G will send it up and out off of Cody. Mentioned Yale coming off a 3-0 win this past Tuesday against the Riverhawks of UMass Lowell. Quanah Brayboy getting the scoring started early in that one. First tally came in just the 4th minute as the Bulldogs look to regain control of possession here. Sokas will send it back across midfield. Game stayed 1-0 until the 73rd minute when Alex Umana was able to tie it up. Chris Didulo out aggressively, lofting it back to midfield. Justin Harris heading it forward. Bulldogs looking to maintain some possession here and start their attack. Oliver Van Spaendock scoring in the 86th minute to make it a 3-0 advantage, which would be the final score over the Riverhawks. They outshot UMass Lowell 12-2 in that game in terms of shots on goal. They're up a man for the final 53 minutes, game featuring 6 cards, 5 yellow, 1 red. 2 of the yellow cards going to Yale. Throw coming in for the Big Green. This one will go off of Justin Harrison now. There's actually a foul whistle down on the far side, So a free kick to come here for the Big Green. It'll be Fenton to take it, making his 11th start of the season, the first-year player of Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Long loft across midfield, headed down, but it finds Sockelben. A challenge that time, issued by Justin Harris. It will go out and another throw to come here for Dartmouth. Bulldogs 7-5-4 in the Ivy a season ago, 4-1-2, finishing second. This comes in the 18. Alino trying to find space, denied, and the offside flag was up. 6-time Ivy League champs, the Bulldogs have been, most recently in 2019, 6-1-0, 13-3-2 overall, the 13 wins, tying for the highest win total in program history. Lost in the first round of the NCAA College Cup in that 2019 season, 3-0 to Boston College. It was the first outright championship for Yale since the 1991 season. Kylie Standard of Creighton guiding. Now G crossing in, pushing a shot just wide. An opportunity for Dartmouth here early. Trevor G trying to mark the far corner. But the shot pushed just wide by Trevor G. Looking for his first marker here in the 2022 season. Both sides have had some near misses here in the early going. Carroll's header. Handball whistled down. Carroll trying to kick it, and the official not having it. The kick did not come from where the official wanted it to, but in Carroll's defense, the ball was carried forward a good piece that time by Ben Jenkins. Now the ball finally will be settled. And Sam Harsh will leave it back for Haddock. Return to Harsh. The sophomore played all 90 minutes versus UMass Lowell. Trouble with possession. Now trying to chest it down. Working there against Jenkins. The foul call will come against Harsh. And again, the ball not positioned where our referee, Franco Soma, would like it. A little carry more towards midfield here. Ron Rainey walking through the crowd. His team picking up a 1-0 win over Penn earlier today. As Weisdorf will volley this one into the 18. Looking for a head, Scott forward. Can't get a clean touch though. As we'll go off Scott's boots and out. Well played that time by Jules Oberg. Comes back down though. Sockelben trying to parry into the 18. Lofted back away. Scott able to win possession back for Dartmouth, and they'll call the foul. Scott incredulous at the call, but there was a pretty obvious jersey tug that time that came. Carroll was backing into him. Scott gave a tug to throw him off balance. And now they'll attack Scott's side, lofting in. Header flicking. Now Rogers working against Scott, looking for an angle. Rogers, a run to the end, and he'll draw a corner. First corner kick of the game coming up here for the Bulldogs as we're inside the first third of play here in half number 1. Clock winding down inside 30 minutes. It'll be Max Rogers, a sophomore out of Sydney, Australia, to take it, making his 11th start here tonight. Transfer coming in from Fordham, 17 games played for the Rams a season ago. As this one will be sent short. Sockelben with a volley with the right will clear. Arneson, trouble on the touch that time. Was trying to come back, looking over for Rogers. So instead, the throw to come here for the Big Green. Last win in the series for Dartmouth came here in Hanover back in the 2016 season, a 2-0 win. That was the last of 3 straight wins for Dartmouth in the series. As we mentioned, a 2-0 win a season ago for Yale down in New Haven at Reese Stadium. Carroll, a touch, leaving for Rogers. Trying to send it back through. Manon to it, will turn, headed forward, into the box. Carroll looking for an angle, a flick! It hits the post and comes back out, and Manon will clear it from the line. That close to the first tally of the game. As Carroll just flicked it through. A tough angle to be sure. But it hit the post and came back out. Carroll with a touch back, leaving for Rogers. Trying to send it back through. Well covered that time, and the Big Green will come back in possession. Collins with speed, looking for Alino wide. Alino will take the angle. A carry back in. Alino, a right-footed strike, but Haddock perfectly positioned. Back and forth we go right now. As they're again looking long for Carroll. He'll let it through, working against Manon. But the offside flag was up. Carroll with palms looking skyward this time. Not quite in belief of the call. Sokas sending long to the wing. Touch coming. G to challenge, but sent forward that time by Arneson. Ball finding its way back here. Presthus to Arneson. Back to Presthus. A miss hit, and it will come to Collins. Room to operate for the moment. Leaving it wide now for Weisdorf. Louis Weisdorf. Back for Collins now. Big Green trying to go forward in retreat as Fenton will leave it for Manon. The ball finding its way to Scott. Back to Manon. 6th straight start for Manon here tonight. Left long for Weisdorf. Settle working over there against Harsh. Weisdorf working down to the turf. Play continuing on. Headed into space. The ball ping-ponging about. Scott calling for it, and now will come ahead. Scott trying to survey, looking for options. Threads the needle. A race to the ball this time. Well tackled. And a throw coming here for Yale. Went off the boots of G last. No argument there from G. So well played that time by Arneson. Lofted though, back towards the top of the 18. Collins will strike with the left along the ground. And Haddock will pull his hands away at the last moment to ensure the goal kick. Nearly 20 minutes clear here in half number 1. Entertaining game between these two teams, to say the least, so far. Trevor G with an opportunity for the Big Green that went just wide. Twice we've seen Paulo Carroll nearly put the Bulldogs on the board. A header that just went over the top of the bar. Another attempt a flicking shot past Kosti Christodoulou that hit the post and came back out. Deflection that time. Justin Harris in the right spot. Carroll leaving it forward. Now Carroll will volley. Leaving to the far side. Kawana Brayboy to carry ahead. Flicking. Looking for Carroll inside the 18. Carroll trying to back his way through, but it caught the arm. Tried to nonchalant it as best he could, but a handball. Easily that time whistled on by Franco Soma. From just north of his 18-yard box, Christodoulou will send it forward. And now a little bit too far north, so he'll have to draw it back. Although it might be east of his box. I can't tell you I'm on top of my cardinal directions at the moment. North. We're north. That way's north. West is across the field. East is where we are. South to the left, north to the right. Now that we've got that settled and sorted, Trevor G will try and settle the ball as he comes along. Left back for Collins. Sockelben wearing the captain's armband tonight. Sockelben fouled. Over the boots of Jules Oberg. A chance coming here on the free kick for the Big Green to try and organize. Yale readies a pair of substitutions over at the scorer's bench across the way. It'll be Weisdorf near it. David Alino in the area as well. A run in, a chip to the back edge of the 6, looking for a head, but sent away. Carroll dropping that time. Now Carroll will just boom the ball, and it will clear towards midfield. Ball finding its way back to Manon. And now chipped ahead. Carroll sending it. Bulldogs being patient. Press this. Now pressed into action as Alino will come forward. Sent long. Brayboy working. And a foul whistled. Weisdorf the guilty party that time. Ball sent wide. Coming to the near side. We'll find Arneson. A stop on it as he was approached. Now chipped ahead. Scott. Alino. Leaving now for Jenkins. Jenkins will survey. See Sokas in support. We'll leave it now for Fenton. Manon. Collins, trouble with the touch. Cody sending it back. Arneson chipping towards and across midfield. Rogers looking to settle. Challenge there by Scott. Possession will come back to the Big Green. Touch on the outside to Trevor G. A carry to the middle, leaving for Collins. A ball to Weisdorf, approaching, crossing with the left, but read by Haddock. The keeper will throw it quickly, looking to try and start a counter. Rogers, sandwiched between a pair, taken away by Scott. Now Scott tripping in. Alino, a little bit of drag on the ball that time. But Alino will try to settle, working against Harsh. Alino chipping, back edge of the 6. The ball to be let through and shielded. Well, that time by Cody. Goal kick to come. Pair of substitutions heading for the Bulldogs here. Alex Umana entering for the first time tonight, the first-year player of Lincoln, Nebraska. And Aiden Jay, also a first-year player out of Winchester, Massachusetts. Umana had a goal against UMass Lowell in a season-high 42 minutes played, making his 7th appearance of the season. Jay, meanwhile, appearing in game number 10. Looks like a substitution coming in for the Big Green as well. It'll be Jenkins running off here, and Alex Van Skalkwyk to come on. Van Skalkwyk tallying a goal against Hartford, the 3rd and final tally of the night. 11th appearance of the night for Van Skalkwyk. Or the season, excuse me. Can't make 11 appearances in one night. Thanks for bearing with us here. Bearing with me. If you were with us earlier for Dartmouth football today, Big Green falling to the University of New Hampshire in the Granite Bowl early on. Busy day on campus. That game got underway at 1:30. As this one sent away and taken forward by Aiden Jay. Jay trying to send it through for Umana into the 18. Christodoulou will gather. But a 1:30 start to the football game at Memorial Field. Just a hop, skip, and a jump from where we are. Then it was a 3 o'clock start this afternoon for the women's soccer team taking on Penn Alina Seals with the lone goal of the game. Another clean sheet for Charlotte Sear. Big Green women picking up a big win within the Ivy League earlier on today. This is the nightcap. Again, a busy weekend here on campus. Next weekend will be a little bit quieter. Although the men's team will be home on Saturday when they take on Columbia, another important Ivy League tussle. So the weekend after that will be their homecoming. Dartmouth and Harvard in football. And then later that afternoon, women's soccer as well. Men's hockey team will actually be down that Friday night taking on the Harvard men's hockey team. So a little bit of a crimson flavor coming up 2 weekends, or 2 weeks from today. Sokas carrying across. Carroll pursuing, looking for Alino. Stood up at the 18. Oberg trying to settle, leaving it back. Arneson, Manon in a tangle this time. Foul to be whistled. Tug at the jersey. Umana with palms skyward now. That seems to be the theme of the evening so far, but it was Carroll actually that was whistled down for the foul, pardon me. So another free kick opportunity coming now for the Big Green. They'll work to push forward as we're inside 20 minutes remaining here in half number 1. Still no score as of yet. Weisdorf chipping. Carroll ahead to it. Now he'll send it long forward. Brayboy ahead now. Umana challenged by Manon and slows it down. Alino, nifty work. Van Skalkwyk back to Alino. Trying to work through a challenge. The ball stays in. And will come out in a throw to come here for Dartmouth. And a foul whistle down, excuse me, on the far side. So another opportunity coming at a free kick here for the Big Green. Again, it will be Weisdorf to send it in. Five white jerseys now make that 6 lined up on the 18 with Sokas not far away. This one chipped in, looking, back corner. Tangle of bodies, and Haddock will sky and take it away. Elian Haddock, 6'4". A large keeper on the back end, reads the ball well, happy to be aggressive, but he'll come back and skip it, and Kosti Christodoulou will accept it in his box. Quickly forward here, we'll leave for Fenton. Spirited first half of play. A couple of close opportunities for each team. Below Carroll. sending one shot off the post and another header that just went over the crossbar. Trevor G had an attempt that went just wide. Ball skipping ahead. Weisdorf on a run here, trying to chase it down. Sam Harsh, though, will send it off the shins of Weisdorf and out. Ball finding its way back to Harsh. Alino continuing to pursue. Off his knees and out. Harsh will work forward. Sophomore out of Dexter, Michigan is Harsh. Making his third straight start of the season. 6th start overall for him coming tonight. Collins. I fouled the wheel down against Collins that time. Carroll. Now, a challenge that time taken by Collins. Carroll with a look before he got back up off the turf. Scott stepping in. Scott leaving for Van Skalkwyk. Now Trevor G. Van Skalkwyk. Wonderful touch back to G. Sokas looking for Van Skalkwyk, but shut down that time by Oberg. Oberg will look for his options. Has Rogers trying to fly the wing, but the pass too far ahead. G via Collins. Turning away from it. Scott trying to boom it ahead, but straight in the breadbasket of Oberg. Controlled towards midfield. And now Sokas comes in on the challenge. We're going to see our first card of the night. Garrett Sokas with the challenge that time. Got some ball, but got a fair amount of player as well. Quanah Brayboy, the man that took the brunt of that challenge. Again, first booking we will see on either side. Only the 11th yellow that's been issued to Dartmouth so far this year. Coming into tonight, obviously that means they had 10. That was the third fewest issued to any team within Division 1. Does warrant mentioning, though, they do have 2 red cards on the season. As Carroll working it in. Carroll sending. A tangle inside the box, and Scott will just blast it away. We're moving inside the final third of play here in half number 1. No score as of yet between Dartmouth and Yale. Collins tangled, fouled. This time it's Aiden J that's incredulous with the call. Collins was looking for something more, sent away by the referee. So free kick coming here for the Big Green. Fouls continuing to pile up here in half number 1. 15 times we've had fouls issued so far. As we said last year, the game between these two teams down in New Haven was certainly contentious. 37 combined fouls in that contest. Brayboy leaving for Jay. Trying to send ahead for Umana. As we mentioned, a goal against UMass Lowell. First ever collegiate tally for the first-year player. It comes to Rogers in the middle, sent wide. A challenge that time by Fenton. He'll happily take the deep throw that time as Umana was coming forward on the approach. Sam Harsh on the throw, taking his time to survey his options. Ball will find its way back as the Bulldogs will work it back before they'll go forward. Sockelben with a challenge. Nearly wins the throw and will. Well pursued by Eric Sockelben, the senior out of San Francisco, California. 4th start of the season for Sockelben here tonight, 10th appearance. Did not get the start against Hartford, but a lot of the regulars resting against the Hawks team. Hartford transitioning from Division 1 down to Division 3. Night for Coach Bo Oshani to work deep into his bench, and he did as that game continued to progress. Sent forward now, looking for Carroll. A touch too strong that time. But a throw coming in for Yale. They'll come back with it quickly. Below Carroll. Ball finding its way back to Arneson. Working down the sideline. Can't work around G. Goal kick to come here for the Big Green. Four shots in the game so far for Dartmouth, 2 shots in the game for Yale. One official shot on goal has come for the Big Green thus far. 2 corner kicks for Dartmouth that came back to back. 1 corner for Yale. A couple of sterling opportunities on both sides. A lot of play, those been back and forth in the midfield. Changing fields, ball will come. Rogers will try to settle, looking for an angle. Left back, Arneson. Now Rogers trying to send it through. The lane was taken away by Collins. Collins a touch strong that time. Challenge coming in. And now we're going to have words between the two of each other as Collins comes in. Now we'll have a gathering of the clans. Carroll's still down on the turf. Collins was challenged. The foul was whistled down against Brayboy. That was what took Collins down, and then he went in and collided in against Carroll. Carroll's looking for a call at the moment here. Scott will come over and try to help him up off the turf. It looked like the initial foul was whistled down against Brayboy.
That's what it looked like. Yeah.
We saw a yellow card that came out. Looked like the yellow card came away against Collins. So it should be a free kick coming for Dartmouth. Again, it looked like the initial foul was on Brayboy. Brayboy came in, fouled Collins going forward. Collins then went down to the turf, colliding with Carroll. Carroll went down after that. Then a little bit of pushing and shoving and words being exchanged during the course in the aftermath. And it seemed at some point there, Collins came away with a yellow. We'll get all the laundry sorted for you at some point, one way or the other. Ball eventually finding its way here. Oberg leaving Arneson. Has support down the wing in the form of Rogers. The ball will find its way there. Across with the left, but this one well high. Substitution coming in right now for the Bulldogs. Oliver Van Spaendonk will check in. 3rd straight appearance for the junior out of Westport, Connecticut. He'll come on here to spell Rogers. Substitutions have been slow coming on both sides. So Van Spaendonk will enter here with just under 11 minutes to go. Challenge comes in. Now the whistle to go. Now it's Dartmouth incredulous with the call. Van Spaendonk quickly into the game and quickly fouled. It'll be Brayboy to send this one back in. Sent in. Mid of the 6th. Foul whistle down. It'll be Carroll. Franco Soma's whistle is getting a workout here in half number 1. And I'd be the first one to tell you if I thought the whistle was being a little bit overworked unnecessarily here tonight, but that does not seem to be the case so far. As you would expect, both these teams fighting, jockeying for position here within the Ivy League. Every point is critical, especially when you only play 7 games and don't have a postseason tournament. Challenge coming from behind that time. Off the boot of Jay and out. So throw to come here for the Big Green. Full slate of games across the Ivy. Princeton at Columbia, Penn at Cornell, Harvard at Brown. That is 7 p.m. game today. On the women's side, Harvard at Brown. We'll pull some scores for you at halftime to talk a little bit more about those games. Yale at Cornell and Princeton at Columbia. It's one shift ahead. Header one down. G coming forward. Wins the ball. Collins, quick touch to the outside. We'll leave it for Weisdorf. Weisdorf, a chip, looking. Van Skalkwik, a touch, and a score! A beautiful goal! The finish for Van Skalkwik. The feed coming in by Weisdorf, and Dartmouth with a 1-0 advantage. The touch. Haddock moving to the middle, expecting it to come in that direction. And Alex Van Skalkwik, with his second goal of the season, second goal in as many games, will give Dartmouth the 1-0 advantage here in half number one. Goal coming here in the 36th minute. David Alino will get a breather over the final 8:58. And James Wilson will check in. A first half that's been marked by quick opportunities. And one just developing there seemingly in the blink of an eye. Weisdorf will pick up the assist, his second of the season. A beautiful ball in and a beautiful touch by Alex Van Skalkwik. Has Dartmouth now in the advantage, 1-0 here in the first half. Christodoulou, long loft across midfield. Sockelben to pursue. And a throw to come here for the Big Green. Pair of defenders, though, taking it away that time. Missed touch by Sokas. And now the throw to come here for the Bulldogs. Sokas trying to take it back, but now it's the Bulldogs. Brayboy, challenged though by Wilson. Sockelben receiving near midfield, leaving for Sokas. It will come wide now to G. On the return to Sokas with Carroll in pursuit. Changing fields will find Fenton. Fenton not liking his options for it. We'll leave it back now for Christodoulou. Token pressure coming there from Van Spandonk. Now Sockelben will settle. Leaving for Garrett Scott. G down the wing, trying to turn on the speed. G trying to split a pair, but will earn a corner. Third corner and half, number one coming here for the Big Green. Weisdorf will trot over the corner to take it. Wilson lined up short post. Van Skalkwik top of the six. Fenton will come and join the fray. Benton top of the six. A header! And this one pushed just wide. Nearly a second for Van Skalkwik in the first half. Beautiful ball sent in by Weisdorf. Van Skalkwik to it cleanly, but pushed just wide of the post. Van Spandonk leaving it back for Jay. In a tangle with Sockelben. Wins it forward, but just past Van Skalkwik's boot. Possession will come back here to the Bulldogs. Approaching 6 minutes remaining here in half number one. Foul whistle down that time against James Wilson. Ball finding its way. Arneson down the wing, leaving now for Aiden Jay. Jay looking for an angle, chipping with the left, searching for Carroll. A header, back. Sockelben challenging. Carroll now working, trying to fight his way through. And Dartmouth is able to get the clear. Bulldogs continuing to push the issue. Harsh dancing to the end line, trying to send it in. Well challenged over there by Weisdorf. Fenton able to keep the ball before it goes out. His attempt to send it up, though, is kept back in. carried into the 18. A little burner of a shot looking for the tip in front. Van Spandonk laments the missed opportunity. Good response here by the Bulldogs as they look to try and get the game level at 1. Entertaining game between these two teams thus far. They both know what's at stake. Points sitting on the table here tonight. Every time you say it's early in the Ivy League season, you blink and then it's not. Substitution coming in right now, for the Bulldogs. Kai Mois will check in the game for the first time here tonight for Yale. Approaching 4 minutes to go here in half number 1. Press this. Leaving it wide. Ball popping up. Mois in the 50-50 challenge with Weisdorf that time will win his team the throw. Below Carroll. Into the 18. Carroll. Long strides. Puts a stop on it. Cleared out of harm's way for the moment. Well played that time for the Big Green and well read. Good challenge by Sokas. Now carry back to the middle. A chip coming across over the head of Jay. G will give chase to the corner. Van Spandonk leaving it back. Arneson, his attempt to cross will deflect. Van Skalkwyk controlling near the midfield circle. Chip forward looking for an angle, but none there. Arneson will leave it back, and Haddock will send it back wide. Sigfus, Arneson, Van Spandonk will take it on the return coming here from Jay. Scott will slow down the attack. Bulldogs trying to circuit equalizer here. The game's waning moments, or the first half's waning moments, I should say. Manon will send it into space. Taken away though. Harsh thinks of a shot and will push it wide. Substitution right now coming in for the Big Green. Falou and I will check in for the first time here tonight, the first-year player of New York. We'll spell Alex Van Skalkwyk, whose strike coming in the 36th minute. It's been the only tally we have seen so far. As Dartmouth is holding a 1-0 lead. Christodoulou being judicious with his time. Now we'll send the ball across midfield. Immediately the Bulldogs come back in possession. Jay looking to try and send down the wing. Mistandel coming that time for Brayboy. Trevor G with a long run, looking for an eye, ducking under the header. And now eventually will send it off his right boot. Arneson. Pressless will send it back over. Jeremy Haddock. Haddock now will take the return over there from Harsh. Eventually finding its way back to TJ Pressless. Soccer runs deep in his family. His father, both parents actually played at SMU. As Christodoulou will chip this one back out, but chip it out deep and a throw to come here. But finishing the point on Prestis is both his parents soccer players at Southern Methodist University. His father, Tom, was an MLS All-Star. Have to wonder if he came out of the womb dribbling a soccer ball. Just a sophomore on this team. Sent in, looking for Jay. He'll find Aiden Jay now. But the ball comes loose and Sockelman will control. He'll send it long here. Haddock will back up, accept it into his box and roll it out to Pressless. Pressless ahead. Well challenged that time. Sokas got to it. Jay still down on the turf. Parried ahead here in the final 20 seconds of the half. Presthus on the throw. Will come into Haddock. Back to Presthus. They'll just boom it ahead. Looking here for Carroll. He and Scott tangling. Van Spandonk tries the challenge against Manon. The final seconds will tick down. 45 minutes in the books here from Burnham Field. In the Big Green, sporting a 1-0 advantage after the first half of play. Alex Van Skalkwyk on a beautiful touch on a ball that was sent in by Louis Weisdorf. Able to beat Elian Haddock and stake themselves to a 1-0 lead. We will take a step aside here from Burnham Field for a little bit. When we come back, we'll take a look at the and Harvard will kick off over at Memorial Field at 1:30 p.m. 5 other soccer teams, women's soccer teams, facing off against each other that night. Men's soccer will be on the road that day out in central New York when they take on the Big Red of Cornell. We're getting ready for half number 2 here between Dartmouth and Yale. Big Green looking to end what has been a 4-game winless streak against this Bulldog team. They've won 4 straight, looking to get Coach Bo O'Shaughnessy his first ever win over the Bulldogs. 2-1 is Coach O'Shaughnessy during his time as the bench boss here against the Bulldogs of Yale. Just underway in half 2, 20 combined fouls in half number 1, 12 being whistled against the Bulldogs, 2 bookings going in. Tom Collins with a yellow card. Also a yellow card for Garrett Sokas. As you'd imagine, game contentious at times. So you'd expect to see good crowd on hand here tonight. 487 was the count that we were given that are on hand to take in the game here this evening. Carroll whistled for a foul this time. Not Carroll, excuse me, whistled for the foul. That was Sokas whistled for the foul. No, it should be a Dartmouth free kick, I believe. So it was Carroll that was whistled for the foul in the challenge. He's still down on the turf. Clock is rolling. The official here is not signaled as of yet to bring a stoppage to it. Again, Franco Soma, our referee here tonight. Scott Pereira, Michael Humphreys, the assistants. And as we said, official Soma's whistle getting a workout in half number 1. Scott with a long ball forward, looking for Weisdorf. Challenge on the header. Alino to the end line. Now we'll stop, try and cross it in. It finds Alino again. This time he'll send it out. And a corner to come here for the Big Green early in half number 2. Weisdorf will come over to take it. As we said, good crowd on here tonight, spirited crowd as well. Trying to will Dartmouth onto a second tally. Weisdorf lofting with the left. The header comes back out to the top of the 18. Scott eventually gets to it and sends it back towards midfield where Collins will come in, control. Sockelben. Left back now. Sokas wide for Trevor G. G, a chip with the right foot. Midway into the 18. Haddock, that being Jeremy with a head to it, will send it clear. Brayboy will turn. Van Spandonk trying to work his way past Manon. Goes down to the turf. Sebastian Manon with a good challenge. Winning possession back that time. G has Rogers in pursuit. G will send it forward for Alino. The flag, though, does come up. Alino pleading his case, but seemed to be well offside that time. The clock will stop here as Garrett Sokas is down across midfield. Trainer will come out to take a look. Not sure what happened as we were keeping our eyes ahead on play. Sokas is well back behind it. As his leg bent back, maybe cramping a bit here at the moment. Coach O'Shaughnessy will help him up off the turf. Sokas to come out, Andrew Ellis to check in. First appearance of the night for Ellis, the sophomore of Minneapolis, Minnesota. 10th appearance for him on the season. Has started 3 games. Last start for him came against the Tigers of Princeton. That a 1-0 loss for the Big Green back on the 1st of this month. Van Spandonk will leave for Carroll. Carroll trying to strike through. Weisdorf well positioned. Alino placed with the tackle. David Alino. Alino to Sockelben. Leaving back now for Ellis. A strike with the right, and it's wide. Opportunity for the Big Green. Alino on a run. Left back for Sockelman. Ellis fresh into the game. Tried to measure the net, but the shot pushed just wide. Just underway here in half number 2 between Dartmouth and Yale. Looking at our amended standings now that we know results. So Penn at 3-0-0. They'll be atop the table tonight no matter the result here. Chance for the Bulldogs to maybe try and climb their way into a tie for second place, as this one is stood up on the back end by Olberg. As Cornell falling to 2-1-0. Yale at 1-1-1 coming into tonight. Now, sent forward. Alino in. A flick and a score! The advantage, 2-0 Dartmouth. David Alino with his 6th of the season. Another quick strike coming for the Big Green, and a beautiful finish. A strong strike with the right that time. Haddock stuck in between. No way to take away the angle. David Alino striking for the first time since he tallied 4 times in the game against Stonehill. Goal coming here. 49 minutes even. And the Big Green now with a 2-0 lead. Just the 3rd time this season Dartmouth has scored multiple goals in a game. 3 goals their last time out against Hartford, 6 goals against Stonehill. For a Big Green team that has struggled to find offense, they've found some quick strike capability here tonight. George Altiers with the assist for the Big Green. First assist for him this season. Dartmouth now with the 2-0 advantage, but Yale looking for a counter. Rogers lofting in Christodoulou, well positioned. We mentioned off the top the scoring struggles for Dartmouth this season. 12 goals on the campaign coming in as Altiers will turn and win the ball down. Left for Sockelben, trying to send wide to Weisdorf. Now Weisdorf will slow. Has Collins in support. Trying to reverse field that time was Collins. Ball will find its way to Carroll. Sent forward now for Rogers. Rogers, Van Spandonk. A chase. Fenton trying to position Van Spandonk. A strike, and it goes wide. Christodoulou, a hand to it. Not tested much so far, as we'll get another look. Fenton trying to take away the angle. Van Spandonk sending it in. And Christodoulou punching it aside with the left hand. But a corner coming here for the Bulldogs as they look to try and cut the lead in half. Rogers will be the one to send it in. A bend with the left foot looking for a head. But a foul whistled down before the ball could find anyone. Christodoulou, as one would expect with his team now 2-goal advantage, will be judicious with his time before sending the ball forward. Long strike across midfield. The ball finding its way down to Ellis. A parry to the outside. G with a dance over the ball will now leave it back for Scott. Ellis down to the turf. Foul whistled down. Grab around the waist that time by Brayboy. David Alino at 49 minutes even. Alex Van Skalkwyk at 36. 2 beautiful strikes by the Big Green. They've been opportunistic with their offense here tonight. And tonight they have capitalized. Weisdorf will chip. Bodies flying through. Haddock will track it. Quick at the rollout. Leaving it for Rogers. Rogers being pursued by Scott. The ball will find its way to Manon. Van Spandonk will track, but Christodoulou now send it forward. Lofted ahead. Van Spandonk fenced away by Weisdorf. Moes, though. Left it for Carroll. Carroll tried to send it back wide. A wrestling match for the ball between Brayboy and Collins. And Collins will be the one that's whistled down for the foul. Now it's Collins down to the turf, looking to be stretched out. We'll slow the game down for a moment here. So free kick coming here for the Bulldogs. Clock frozen at 37:05. Temperature continuing to drop. We're just north of 50 degrees. Still, though, a comfortable October night for a spirited crowd here at Burnham Field. Brayboy will run away as Rogers prepares the free kick. A loft in with the left back corner post, headed down on the 6. Chipped up by Weisdorf. Moes. The head back. Bulldogs looking to control. Looking for Carroll. Challenge coming from the back by Altiers. Now Altiers trying to mark Rogers. Foul whistled down that time against George Altiers. Free kick coming here for the Bulldogs. Jeremy Haddock will come in to join the fray, 6'4". Carroll 6'3". A lot of large targets in the box here. As Max Rogers prepares to send it in. Christodoulou tracking this one, goes all the way through everything, and there's contact with the keeper. Free kick to come, just a foul whistled down. Contact with Haddock and Christodoulou. The clock to stop here with 36:12 to go. Christodoulou taking a moment to gather himself. Christian Fed readying to check in the next available opportunity for the Big Green. Action has come in bursts here tonight between these two teams. Look at the opportunities that Yale had early. Paulo Carroll, a header just over the crossbar early on. Another shot that flicked off the post. Bulldogs so close twice. Dartmouth here tonight with two sterling opportunities, and they've capitalized on both. They'll be harsh on the throw. Finds its way back to Haddock. Press this. Will carry towards midfield. Continue on the carry now. Left wide for Sam Harsh. Moes trying to work here against Fenton. Moes, a carry to the outside. Moes, a chip with the right. Will skitter through the 6. Eventually collected by G at the edge of the 18. Tries to send it off of Rogers and out. Handball whistled down. Free kick to come here for the Big Green. Christodoulou to take his time. Long loft across midfield. Altiers was challenging on the 50-50 ball. Weisdorf came in, nearly took it away from Moes. Now Sockelben. Sockelben trying to turn the corner. Ball working its way back. Eventually finding Haddock. Comes to Moes. Beautiful touch to the middle that time to Oberg. Reversing field, but Arneson has to retreat to gather. Brayboy. Rogers. Carroll and a tangle at midfield. He and Manon have been in a good battle all night long. Tangle right now. Foul whistle down this time against the Big Green. Saw the wrap taking place right there. All tears on the foul. Not Altiers, excuse me. That was Ellis on the foul. Harsh will gather in stride across midfield. Now Haddock. Forward for Brayboy. Leaving here for Mois. Mois trying to work against Weisdorf. Ball finding its way back. Weisdorf in pursuit. Rogers looking for a foul that wasn't coming. Collins with the trouble with the touch that time. It will come to Brayboy. Flicking through, looking for Carroll. Scott fences it away. Fenton sends it back, but right to the boots of Mois. Kai Mois with a right foot. Knocked down by Fenton. And he'll just loft it across midfield to settle the action. Harsh on the throw, looking for options. Carroll between a pair of defense. Will come down to Weisdorf. Now Carroll in pursuit. And Weisdorf will work past him. Chip with the left towards midfield. Altiers trying to settle. Press this. Able to take it away. Arneson continuing. Arneson for Carroll. The touch coming back. And the foul whistle down just outside the 18. So a free kick coming from a dangerous area this time. Sockelman can't quite believe the calls. The conversation continues. We're up to 29 fouls between the two teams so far. Christodoulou trying to position his wall. Six white shirts gathered shoulder to shoulder right now. Rogers near the ball, along with Brayboy. Both teams trying to jockey for position at the moment. We'll await the official's whistle, and we'll await the strike. Rogers on the approach, bending with the left. Christodoulou reads it. Rogers was looking for his second tally of the season. His lone goal so far came against West Virginia back on September the 9th. Bulldogs have had a strong response here. They certainly seem to have the better of the possession since the last Dartmouth goal. Foul whistled down this time by Mois. Weisdorf able to draw it. We have two subs coming in now for the Big Green. Christian Fed readying to check in along with Ben Jenkins. It actually won't be a throw. It'll be a kick. Thought a throw was coming here, but apologies. It'll be a free kick coming, so no subs as of yet. Weisdorf with a chip. Top of the 18. Brayboy will come away with it. G in pursuit. Will slow it down. Now substitutions will enter. Carroll will grab a breather on the side here. Alex Humana to check in. Now Christian Fed will enter onto the pitch here for Dartmouth. Altiers to gather his breath for a moment over on the Big Green sideline. Over there as well as Tom Collins. Fed and Jenkins checking in here for the Big Green. Long throw forward by G will find its way across midfield. Now Alino. Leaving for G. Trying to weave his way through a sea of blue that time. Off the back of the boot of Fed and out, so a throw to come here for Yale. Bulldogs looking for a handball that wasn't coming. Fenced ahead. A lot of play around midfield at the moment. Olberg looking for options. Leave it now for Sam Harsh. Harsh carrying back in. Harsh down there. Challenge coming in from Jenkins. Fouls continuing to accumulate. 13th on the big green, 18 whistled down on Yale. 2 yellow cards as well. Free kick coming here for Max Rogers. Mention Rogers, the Fordham transfer. 3 goals and 7 assists a season ago. This one chipped in, a dangerous ball. Christodoulou punches it away. But a corner to come here. Late bending ball. Found the turf and Christodoulou knocked it aside. Brayboy to grab a seat here. Justin Harris will check in. It will be Rogers again to trigger the corner. This one sent in short of the 6. Headed away, Sockelben to it. To the top of the 18. Prestas settling. A ball careening. Off the boots of Fenton. It will find its way out another corner to come here for the Bulldogs. Rogers wasting no time. Aloft in with the left. Atop the 6. It comes. Van Spandonk settling. Back in and shot and scored. Morris will find the back of the net here.
I couldn't tell either.
Bulldogs get themselves on the board. Kai Mois able to finish. It settles back in. The deflection comes out. Right to Mois, and no problem putting it into the back of the net for his second ever collegiate goal. So the Bulldogs will cut the lead in half. Alex Van Skalkwyk checking back in here for the big green. Trainer coming on right now. Looks like it's Garrett Scott that is getting attention. Take another look at the goal coming in. Van Spandonk with the initial strike. It deflects off the foot of Christian Fed right to Mois. And Mois a bury him with the right foot. A fortuitous bounce for the Bulldogs, but they're able to make the best of the opportunity. Goal scored here in the 63rd minute. What a game between these two teams here tonight. Alex Van Skalkwyk, the only tally in the first half coming in the game's 36th minute. 49 minutes even. David Alino puts the big green in the advantage, 2-0. But this time Kai Mois. Off the corner kick coming in, Van Spandonk's shot deflecting. Christian Fed, a boot to it, trying to clear it. Instead, it goes right to the right foot of Kai Mois, the junior of Los Santos, California. And he gets his second goal of the season, first since against Villanova back on September the 11th. And has cut the lead in half. David Misuk will check in now for the big green. As Garrett Scott was the one being tended to by the trainer. He'll grab a seat on the sideline. This is Fenton. Forward. Looking for Van Skalkwyk. The touch will come down to Sockelben. Eric Sockelben trying to carry through a thicket. Sockelben continuing on. Van Skalkwyk now trying to fight for the ball. And a foul whistle down. Now it's Yale in disbelief. This one just outside the 18. An opportunity for Dartmouth to try and get it right back. Garrett Scott has come back in now for the big green. Garrett Scott will come back in. His uniform number will change. It looked like there's blood on his uniform, so he'll come back in as number 29. The issue at hand, though, a free kick for Dartmouth. Strike coming. Weisdorf takes it in! The finish by Louis Weisdorf. The big green back in front by 2. Expertly placed into the corner. The left-footed strike around the wall. First goal of the season for Weisdorf, first goal in his collegiate career. And it puts Dartmouth back in front by 2. What a finish by Weisdorf. What a game here this evening. Back and forth we continue to go. The advantage back now to 2 for the Big Green of Dartmouth. Coming in the 63rd minute. So Yale looking to try and attack and bring it back. Misuk playing it down. Get back across midfield. Harsh will leave it back. Now for Jeremy Haddock. Press this. Down the wing. Van Spandonk trying to shield. Draws 2 defenders. Left back that time for Arneson. Deep throw coming here for the Bulldogs. Finds its way into Rogers. Press this. Reversing field. Sam Harsh with it now. Will settle. Looking for options. Harris returning to Harsh. And back across midfield it will go to Haddock. Prestis will take it wide. Prestis with the start tonight. He's now started all 29 games in his young Bulldog career. G pushing forward. Bulldogs, Prestis pressing ahead. Working against Van Skalkwyk, but he got the touch to the middle of the field, and Misuk leaving it back here for Christodoulou. Action aplenty in this game here tonight. Looking forward for Alino. Mois, the man who for a moment cut the lead in half. We'll leave it now for Rogers. Arneson. Oberg. Wide it comes now to Harsh. Looking for an angle. Trying to work here against Weisdorf. A goal and an assist here tonight. Harsh with a beautiful carry towards the top of the 18. Alino though, well layered. A strike that doesn't find its way through. A foul whistle down back behind the play. Maybe an inopportune whistle for the Big Green there as Van Skalkwyk had it. Maybe a chance for an advantage play on, but the official looking back and blew the foul down. Weisdorf goal coming in the 64th minute. I think I credited as the 63rd. Apologies. The goal for Weisdorf coming just 1 minute and 8 seconds after Mois had brought the game to within 1. Substitution coming on right now. Carroll will return, replacing Umana. Look at some of the opportunities that Carroll has had here tonight. 7 goals on the season for Paulo Carroll. Bulldogs have spread their scoring around this year. Only 5 players scored for Yale a season ago. Already 10 different goal scorers so far this season. They brought back their top 3 goal scorers from last year. Of course, Carroll among them. First team Ivy a season ago for the senior forward. 7 goals. We have a player that's down right now, which is why we have momentary pause in action. Looking over across the field. Sockelman that was down getting stretched out, but returning to the point here against Carroll. We've seen 2 close opportunities for him tonight. You have to imagine these opportunities continue. Might be just a matter of time before he's able to sneak one in past Konsti Christodoulou. Kasper Karlsson will check in the game for the first time here this evening for the Big Green of Dartmouth, the junior out of Stockholm, Sweden. Carroll came in, tied for second in the Ivy League with 7 goals with Brendan Morales of Cornell. or 7 goals, and tied for third with Brendan Morales with 15 points on the season. The Bulldogs will need him here, especially over the final 23-plus minutes as they look to try and get themselves first to within a strike and somehow level. 3 goals for the Big Green, tying their second highest output of the season that came just this past Tuesday. That against the University of Hartford. Now we have another host of subs getting ready to enter on. Ryan Cody to check in. And Sandor Pele will check in as well. Pele, a sophomore out of Scottsdale, Arizona, making his first appearance here of the night. Appeared against UMass Lowell, first appearance for him in a month, had an assist in that game against the Riverhawks. We also see George Altiers back onto the pitch, replacing Alex Van Skalkwyk. Full credit to the fans on hand here tonight as the temperatures continue to drop. Their enthusiasm has not waned. Approaching the upper 40s in temperature now. Still a comfortable evening here in New Hampshire's Upper Valley. As comfortable as you'll find in approaching mid-October. Ball sent through. Christodoulou coming out to challenge. He'll have to run back to his goal quickly. G will commit the foul. Christodoulou came out to challenge that time. It was Fenton that sent it wide. And we're going to see a card issued here to Trevor G, our third booking of the night. All cards coming against the Big Green. Maybe not the worst foul to take there by G with Christodoulou well out of his net. Free kick coming here for the Bulldogs. It'll be Rogers again to take it. 6 players in a bunch gathered along the 18. With Oberg to the far side of the 18-yard box. Rogers with a strike in. Christodoulou in and out of his hands. Tense moments as the ball will be cleared away by Weisdorf. Not a clean catch that time. This one chipped again back in. Looking for a head. Gotten to and sent wide. It was Harris that got the touch. Tense moments to be certain. Christodoulou fumbling the catch as it came in. You can see him looking at the gloves right now. As the temp continues to drop, conditions on the field will continue to become slick. The ball will become a little bit slick as well, but nearly a chance there for the Bulldogs to pull within 1. Christodoulou looking to try and clear midfield on the goal kick and will. 4-player scrum that time. The ball will come free, and Weisdorf will settle. Weisdorf trying to work against the pair of blue shirts. Now Weisdorf in a battle. Oberg long across midfield. Misuk leaving it here. A long sent across midfield by Kosti Christodoulou. Harsh quickly in with the throw. We'll find Jeremy Haddock. Haddock, an Ironman on the back, man. Played the full 90 in every game so far. Now Rogers looking for an opportunity. We'll leave it short for Cody. Cody will tangle, but produce the corner. Bulldogs trying to move with some pace. Rogers will send it short. Now it will be Cody lofting in. The ball loose, and Christodoulou will jump on top. Looking for Carroll, it seemed that time. They went the short route to improve the angle. Clock to stop here for the moment as Carroll is the one that's running off over towards his bench. Alex Umana will check in his place. Training staff over taking a look at Paulo Carroll. Franco Soma having a conversation right now with Kosti Christodoulou. It's what has been a rapidly moving second half here. Opportunities coming and coming quickly for each of these teams. Foul whistle down that time. Tug of the jersey. Oberg caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Free kick to come here for the Big Green. Weisdorf to place the ball. Referee signal comes. Now a chip with the left. Into the 18. Looking for Altiers. Headed away. A miss hit this time. This will be sent out. It should be off the boots of Fenton, and a throw coming here for the Bulldogs, and it will be. Van Spandock that time able to generate the throw for his squad. Haddock. Van Spandock. Not able to keep it in that time was Humana. It'll be Weisdorf on the throw here for Dartmouth. Altiers trying to flick it. We'll play it here. Off of Pillay. Long coming in. A touch by Altiers. Carlson trying to settle. Challenged. Humana. Quick touch to the outside. Pillay. Long down the wing. Thought he had Van Spandonk, but he pulled up on the run. Masuk chipping in. Someone struck. Well played that time to keep it in. Excellent work by Harris. Dartmouth defense, though, too well layered that time. Alino, though, on a touchback, thought he had support. Instead, it comes away. Trying to reverse field. It's G stepping to it. Altiers trying to send through for G. Altiers will be fouled down to the turf. Stoppage will come. And we will see a card to be issued here. This one to Jules Oberg. Fourth yellow card of the night. First one coming here to the Bulldogs. It'll be Jules Oberg. It's his fifth yellow of the season. Picked up a card against the Riverhawks of UMass Lowell. Now another chance at a free kick opportunity coming here for the Big Green. Weisdorf with the left, bending in, looking. Altiers a header towards net. The ball loose, but a foul to be whistled down. Ball was pulled out of the air by Haddock, but it was not Elian. Jeremy was the one that grabbed it, but he knew the foul was coming there against Dartmouth, so he put the ball down quickly to get the restart coming. Throw coming here for the Big Green. It'll be Trevor G to send it in. This one sent back out, and Dartmouth will continue working their way down the sideline. Sent in. Bulldogs looking to clear. Harsh will come to it. Pillay working. Cut off. Turning in the box. Settled. Back up. A strike towards net. Just wide. Christodoulou looked like he got a fingertip on it. Rogers with the attempt. And now a corner coming here for the Bulldogs. A corner coming. This one chipped in. A header. Ball loose. Cleared by Fenton. Bulldogs will take possession back and look to try and reorganize the attack. This one headed in. Presthus trying to settle. Chip with the left. Will take a deflection off Manon. G will try to track it down. Does well to loft it and keep it in. Cody with the header forward, but it's taken away by the Big Green. And Ellis this time will be the guilty party. Whistle down for the foul. Another free kick opportunity coming here. The hour, though, becoming late for the Bulldogs. They need 2 just to try and get level. We're approaching the final third to play here in half number 2. Rogers will strike into the box, looking for a target. Punched away by Christodoulou. Pillay leaving now. Humana back to Pillay. Ascending with the right, deflects. And Alino will try to gather. David Alino with a touch and working. Alino looking for options. Chipping into the 18. A race. Haddock over to it. Can't keep it in. Haddock on top. Haddock with committing the foul. And they're going to say the foul is going to come here against the Big Green. Casper Carlson was the man that was in on the challenge. I don't know if we can get another look at it. The foul whistle down against Carlson. Haddock was kind of in no man's land that time, trying to go out. Tried to put his hand on the ball to stop it inside the 18. Slid out of the box, taking his hand off, and then he and Carlson tangled with one another. Foul whistled down against Casper Carlson. He continues his dialogue with referee Franco Soma. 37 fouls whistled down so far in the game here tonight. It's been an active whistle, to say the very, very least. We've seen 3 bookings as well. Sent back. Harsh. Leaving it wide now. Pillay from the edge of the 18, chipping in. It deflects. Ahead towards it. Punched away by Christodoulou. It was Oberg with the opportunity. A beautiful ball sent in here by Sandor Pillay. Patience off the deflection. Excuse me, it was Van Spandonk was the one who sent it in. Free kick coming for the Big Green. It was to be a corner, but a foul whistle down in the box. But it was Van Spandonk with the opportunity in front. Searching for his second goal in as many games. Must mention for the Bulldogs of Yale, Palo Carroll, 7 goals on the season. Went off some time ago, seemed to be nursing an ailment of some kind. He went off behind the bench to check in with the trainer. We have not seen him back out on the pitch since. Time for second in the Ivy League in goals coming into tonight with those 7. A big target on top of a skilled finisher, not available for the Bulldogs at the moment. Substitutions coming in for the Big Green right now. Eric Sonkelben will check back in, as will Alex Van Skalkwyk. Casper Carlson to grab a rest on the bench. Van Skalkwyk will check in here for George Altiers. Down the line looking for Van Skalkwyk. Cody with a head to it. Settled though. It comes to G. To the middle. Leaving it back. Fed. Sending wide. Sonkelben across with the right. Van Skalkwyk with the header. And it skitters wide. Weisdorf to it. Cleared away off the line. Well read by Haddock. Throw to come here for the Big Green. It'll be Ellis to trot over to take it. Now under 12 minutes to play. Alex Van Skalkwyk striking in the 36th minute, put Dartmouth up 1-0. 49 minutes even. David Alino putting home another tally for Dartmouth, making it 2-0. 6th of the year for Alino. Cross midfield, lofted by Manon. Kai Moas, though, in the game's 63rd minute, cutting the lead in half. And then Dartmouth, a little over a minute later, Louis Weisdorf on a beautiful free kick, tucked it in, top corner. Put the advantage back to Dartmouth for 2. That's where we stand right now. Costi Christodoulou, 6 saves in his net so far. Elian Haddock with just 1 stop. It comes to the middle. Settled here. Harris, challenged, taken away. Press this, though. We'll leave it on the far side for Cody. Rogers looking to work to the outside. Down to the turf after the challenge by Manon. Sent right back in by Cody. A high lofting shot. And Spandonk trying to get a boot to it. Substitutions coming in right now for the Bulldogs. Cody will grab a seat. And Sigves Arnason will check back in. As we mentioned, no Palo Carroll for a while now. Seemed like he got nicked up on a challenge inside the box. Came off the field immediately. Replaced by Alex Umana. We have not seen him since, and that was some time ago. 50-50 ball, still loose. Head by Van Skalkwyk. Alino with the touch to the outside. Has Weisdorf in support. He'll leave it for Weisdorf. Weisdorf trying to work it through. Off the boots of Harshenau. Throw to come here for the Big Green as we will tick down to single digits remaining. Inside 10. Settle here by Ellis. Flick through. The ball finding its way to Alino. Trying to chip to Van Skalkwyk. He'll give chase. Now Sakoben. Sent away at the 6. Into the boots of Jeremy Haddock, and he'll send it out. Stop to be put on it here. Taking a little bit too long for the officials' liking, so Weisdorf will send it in. The ball will come back out to Weisdorf. Taking his time. Clock certainly on Dartmouth's side. Pelé trying to pursue here. Ellis sent to the middle of the field. G to come ahead. G touching to Van Skalkwyk on the outside. Look over his shoulders. He'll just continue to carry it to the corner. Try and work it away. Ball eventually pulled away. Manon. Van Spandonk, they tangle. Ellis will have it now. Van Spandonk well positioned. Now a chip down the line looking for G. Van Skalkwyk. Leaving now for Christian Fed. Chipping through. A race to the outside. Prestes with a strong tackle that time. Sends it over the sideline and out. Last win in the series for Dartmouth coming back in 2016. It happened right here at Burnham Field on October the 8th. A 2-0 win for Dartmouth in that game. That was the last of 3 straight wins for Dartmouth in the series. Winless in the last 4 meetings are the Big Green. 2 losses, 2 ties. Stop put on the clock here. Franco Soma. As G was down. Looked like he was trying to tie his shoe, so a stoppage put on it. Dartmouth doing as anyone would, trying to bleed down as much time off the clock as they can. Franco Soma on top of it, though. Blast of the whistle. Clock will restart. Bending in. Back edge of the 6. Well read by Elian Haddock that time. A long throw coming up towards midfield. Umana tried to settle it down. Instead, it skitters away. Misuk. Leave it back here for Kosti Christodoulou. Backspinning across midfield. Oberg with the head to win it. Ellis will take it back now for the Big Green. Chipped into space. Van Skalkwyk to pursue. Prestes turning away from the pressure. Umana. Misuk will head it down. Back across the midfield stripe. Van Skalkwyk may be lucky to get away with a little bit of a chuck in the back that time. Bulldogs trying to break things down at midfield. Quick passing this time. Arneson tried to send it forward. Pass will deflect. Across the field it will come. Alino will take it away. Alino carrying through. Alino settling. Alino trying to work 1-on-2. Instead it will be taken away. Had Van Skalkwyk on a run, but maybe not the angle to send the pass across, but good individual effort by David Alino that time. Already 1 goal here tonight. Van Skalkwyk with the tally as well. And Weisdorf with as pretty a finish as you will see. Quick throw coming in here. Play to be frozen for a moment as another ball came onto the field. Another ball came on, so play was whistled down. Possession coming here. Crossed in by Rogers. Cross does not find a recipient, though, and it'll just be lofted back across midfield. Haddock will track it down. Pressless will continue to carry across midfield. Pressless just continuing on. Now Oberg back to Pressless. Big Green packing it in as defensively as you imagine they might. Pressless looking, lofting, looking. Oberg settling, touch coming. Umana striking and it's in! The Bulldogs pull back to within one. Alex Umana with the finish that time. Just under 6 minutes remaining. Second goal of the season for the first-year player out of Lincoln, Nebraska. Second goal in as many games. Settled down. Oberg sent it over. Umana with the strike past Kosti Christodoulou. And there's life in the Bulldogs yet. What a contest here tonight between these two teams. 84 minutes even. The tally comes to get the Bulldogs back to within one. A host of substitutions coming in right now for the Big Green. Alino to check out. Falou and I will come back in. Tom Collins has re-entered the contest here for Dartmouth. Big Green will continue to take as much time as they can. And Yale, as you imagine, will continue to push forward. This coming without Palo Carroll at their disposal. Left some time ago with an apparent injury, has not been able to re-enter. The man who came on in his stead, Alex Umana, with the goal to get the Bulldogs back to within one. Corner one here by the Big Green. Weisdorf will be the one to trigger it. Weisdorf will just send it short, leaving it here for Fed. Flick coming back, now sent ahead here by the Bulldogs. Van Spandonk touching back this time. Miscommunication. Christian Fed trying to send an eye through. Ball will come forward. Rogers challenged. It will come back to Harsh. Less than 5 minutes remaining. Van Spandonk knocking it down. Settled by Harris. Trying to go back. The ball will find its way to Trevor G. Forward now, pursued by Falou and I. A boot to it. It should be a throw for the Big Green. The signal comes from the official. Yale assumed it was theirs, but good challenge that time by Falou and I. To help generate the throw coming here for Dartmouth. Yellow card has been issued here to Justin Harris. Second card issued to the Bulldogs here this night. 5 cards issued in the game overall. Now a little bit of a tangle happening on the far side of the field as Anai and Oberg are jockeying for position. Throw coming for the Big Green will be the result of all of this. Anai leaning back, Oberg leaning into him as they continue to tangle with one another. Now finally the throw to come with under 4.5 remaining. Throw coming in long. Big Green just trying to bleed this clock down as best they can. A challenge comes in. Ball finding its way to Oberg. Looking for options. He's challenged from behind. Anai comes in for a tackle, and now we're going to have a card come out. It'll be Anai. So a booking coming for Falou and I. The cards coming out fast and furious here tonight. The 6th yellow that we have seen issued. Elian Haddock will come out to take the kick. Bulldogs must push forward, looking for an equalizer. Alex Umana's 2nd of the season, getting his team back to within 1, coming in the 84th minute. Long boot by Haddock. Headed away though. Pressless will have it. Ball will find its way back to him. Aloft with the right, inside edge of the 18. Down, Fenton, leaving, a settle. Rogers striking, and it's wide. Nearly an equalizer coming. Rogers settling down, pushing the opportunity just wide of the net. A look at it here. Chested down by Fenton. Rogers, a chance to turn and settle through the traffic. Not more than maybe a foot wide of the post. Lofted across by Kosti Christodoulou. Header forward. Haddock over his shoulder. Will send it ahead. Moas played it back. The ball now played forward. Pele tried to get a touch to it. Instead, G will just loft it back out. Alino is re-entered for Falou and I. A carry to the middle this time. Arneson leaving here for Harsh. Harsh, a touch to the middle. Oberg, pressless. Wide over for Rogers. Rogers trying to find an angle here against G. Challenged. And they're going to say deflected and out. No foul coming. Rogers was looking for it. Palm skyward, incredulous, but off his boots last, and a goal kick coming here for the Big Green. Inside 3 minutes remaining here now. Dartmouth looking for their first win here in their Ivy campaign in 2022. They had one win in the Ancient Eight a season ago. It came in the season finale against the Bears of Brown. Foul whistled down just across midfield. It will be against the Bulldogs. That'll be our 40th foul whistled of the evening. Not including the 6 yellow cards that have been issued as well. Clock will freeze with 2:09. We'll move on the strike coming here by Weisdorf. Chipped in. Haddock has it. Wants to send it out quickly. Press this. Inside 2 minutes remaining. Sending long, looking for Pele. Manon ahead to it. It comes down though. Arneson looking for space. Well tackled by Weisdorf. And now we're going to, I believe, have a free kick coming here. Ellis is down. They're calling for the trainer to come out, and the trainer is coming out quickly. There's a challenge for the ball. Players going down prone to the turf. Both coaches coming out right now as well. Thought the initial signal from the official looked like it was going to be a free kick potentially coming here for Yale. Clock frozen with 1:43 to go here in this contest. Dartmouth hanging on right now to a 1-goal advantage. 2 different 2-goal leads for the Big Green here tonight. Alex Van Skalkwyk in the game's 36th minute. And David Alino tallying in the 49th. Put the Big Green up 2-0. Kai Moas cutting that lead in half in the game's 63rd minute. The ball that found out. A quick strike with the right foot made it 2-1 less than, or just over a minute later though. Louis Weisdorf with a beautiful finish on a free kick in the game's 64th to put Dartmouth back in front by 2 at 3-1. But then Alex Umana, a strike past Kosti Christodoulou, the game's 84th minute, to get the Bulldogs back to within a tally. So they'll continue to check on Andrew Ellis down on the turf right now, as we mentioned some of the other results earlier on today in the Ivy League. Princeton and Columbia, a 1-1 draw. Penn staying atop the table, a 3-2 win over Cornell, scoring the game winner late in that contest. Coming in the 89th minute, Leo Burney, his 4th of the season for the Quakers. Quakers continuing to impress coming into play today. 3 of the top 5 in goal scoring in the league were the colors of the Penn Quakers. Ben Stitz had 9, Michael Hughes and Stas Korzaneski with 6 apiece. Korzaneski scoring this afternoon, so now up to 7 goals so far this season. Those 3 players on their own combining for 21 goals on the year coming into play today. That's more than 5 teams in the Ivy League had tallied entering play here this afternoon. It's actually 1 more goal than Yale, who had 20 coming into play here this afternoon. It's evening now, I should say. Ellis, the player, still down on the turf. Conversation with the officials still ongoing. Christian Fed being pulled away from the referee right now. Again, the initial indication looked as though it was going to be a free kick coming for Yale. They will help Ellis up off the turf. We'll walk off with assistance here. It will be a big green free kick, so excuse me. As everyone's backing away from the ball, it'll be Christodoulou around it. So Kosti Christodoulou will try to send this one as long as he can with purpose. Waiting to see who will re-enter here. Looks like Garrett Scott is preparing to come back in here for the big green. Usually wears number 31, had to come off earlier. Here there's blood on the jersey, so Scott will come back on now for the final minute 43. As Christodoulou prepares to send this one forward. Fantastic game between these 2 teams here tonight. Sent forward and long. Headed away by Harsh. Throw to come here for Dartmouth. Weisdorf will take his time. We're inside 90 seconds remaining. Just throwing it in deep. Haddock will let this one sail through. Bulldogs looking for a ball right now to get it for the goal kick. Clock will freeze here with 70 seconds remaining. Oberg. His feed setting up the goal for Umana. Last minute to play. Pillay. Outside the 18. Leave it back. The return will come. A pirouette. Aloft. Ahead. And this one pushed just wide. Another opportunity. Van Spandonk with the header that time. So close so many times for the Bulldogs here this evening. You think back to the first half. Opportunities. Below Carroll. The header just over the crossbar. Minutes in. Another attempt to hit off the post. Van Spandonk with a couple of headers that have gone wide. It's been a game by the slimmest of margins here this evening. Bulldogs have to do something with it quickly. Haddock towards midfield, chested down. Challenge here, foul whistled down. That one coming against Collins. The final 10 seconds has to be sent ahead quickly. Harsh will put the ball to the turf. The final 4 from just outside the 18. Scott will win the header forward, and the Big Green will pick up a big win here tonight against the Bulldogs of Yale. 3-2 will be the final. Dartmouth picks up their first Ivy League win here in 2022. The yellow card.